Guys, Brian back here with another Doge update. All right, this thing has been in this falling wedge since November. Okay, we are actually down from the top here to the bottom. We are down roughly 41%. You know, been a pretty significant decline, but with one breakout of this wedge, we can get that back. Okay, if you take a measurement of the wedge, you know, on a breakout, that's what you're looking for, and it often plays out. You know, it really does. I use this to target my profits. Usually works out every single time. Okay, your target would normally be the top of this wedge on a breakout. Okay, straight across there. So that could get you that back real fast. Okay, a breakout obviously from here to the top of the wedge, it would be 53% back. Okay, so that's what you're looking at with a breakout. Okay, now I want to thank everybody who's joined up in the members section. The link is in the description of the video to join the members group. We're going to start a trading group in there. Okay, it's $2.99 a month, but that's what I'm looking at. We're going to use MEXC. That's also in the description of the video. There's a link there. You know, for futures trading. Now, if you're not familiar with futures trading, you can use they have a link in there for paper trading. There's no risk. You practice trading futures contracts in there with obviously no risk at all. It's paper money, so you can do that and practice. I highly recommend that. Don't jump into futures trading if you don't have experience. But Doge here is a perfect example. Okay, if this coin gets up here and does a breakout, all right, you'd be looking to get in on the back test here, and your risk to reward, you know, 53% on a 7x. You know, then you're looking at obviously 350% gains. All right, if you use a 10x. And you're looking at 5x in your money. So that's where definitely where it can come in handy. Okay, that's why I like using it. There's nothing wrong with the spot trade. You know, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Then you got minimal risk. That's using no leverage at all. So, but I like to use leverage. Right now I'm in a COSPA trade, a COSPA long. I love that coin. It's been pretty predictable, so I cover that. If you want to watch a COSPA video, that's in on my channel there. I cover that almost daily. But anyway, let's get into this here. Okay, this is Doge on the daily. All right, so let's pull up the RSIs on this thing. You got the daily here coming down, but it's starting to make a curve here. Okay, now down at the bottom of the RSI, that is curving up. Okay, there's no bearish divergence here, and I don't spot any bullish divergence here on the daily. Okay, now if we go into smaller, actually let's look at the weekly real quick. Look at that. Okay, that's heading up, so that's beautiful. You want to get in a long, you know, a breakout of this, and that could be your chance, because you know, if you really zoom out on Doge, you know, this thing really in the long run should come back up to, you know, if Bitcoin is doing a retrace up to 48,000 bucks right now, you know, Doge, I can't get it perfect right now. Doge, you're looking at this thing going back up to 39 cents to possibly 47 cents. Okay, now if you're the numbers will blow your mind. All right, just with that's why I don't you know, don't mess around with leverage if you don't know what you're doing. Please do not. All right, but say you take a long from down there on a weekly on a 10x. So just say you did that. All right, normally it would be a 5x there. You'd be looking at 50xing your money. That's why I like it. You'd be waiting a while, okay? But to take the grand and turn it into 50. You know, nothing is guaranteed, okay? I'm not a financial advisor. This is absolutely not financial advice, okay? Please do your own research with stuff like that. Talk to qualified people. But I'm just giving you examples of what could happen. You know, of course, you could lose all your money. That's just the way it goes, you know, in this market. That's why you you protect yourself with stop losses, and and take profits. That's important. If you're in the green, take some money off the table. All right. So anyway, we got the weekly RSI heading up. Okay, very, very good to see. That's what you want. Okay, I don't know if this has a monthly or not. Yeah, it does. The monthly is actually bearish. It's at a 20 and a 27. You get that weekly flying up, and this thing can tick up in a hurry. Okay, there's not a whole lot of history up here for the monthly yet, but we got the weekly heading up. The daily is coming down, looking like it wants to curve up. We got the 12-hour on the floor. Beautiful. That's what you want to see. We also have a trend line in here starting. Let's get it in here, okay, so we can keep track of the trend on this thing. You do have a trend line running up through here, roughly about there. Okay, you can see where it's bounced. Okay, you want to see that continue. Now, if that breaks down from here, all right, then you're obviously looking at maybe a corrective action coming in here and lower prices. Okay, you want to see this thing continue up, and with that 12 on the floor, okay, looks like the 12's all right, so that should continue where it's at. The 8 is also on the floor. Okay, so that's what you want to see there. And the 4 and the 1, they pretty much go up and down all day. The 4's heading up, but you look at this, this thing's winding up in here. Okay, let's zoom in on these candles real quick. Look at this thing just winding up in here. Just small patterns here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, roughly 20 candles in here, 4-hour candles, and that's all the more price action you got. So this thing is winding up for something here, almost a flat line down here on the RSI. Okay, so keep an eye on this thing. The 1 hour goes up and down all day. It's coming down right now. Okay, but them 12 hours, you can get nice moves out of them. This one here made a nice move up. The 12. What does this one do here from the bottom to the top? Roughly a 21% move. All right, but we need to get the breakout of this wedge. That's what we're looking for here in the long run. So that daily, if you're keeping track of this thing, see how that daily's starting to tick up, and look down here on the bottom how it's starting to flatten out. It's not heading down. Looks like it's wanting to push up here. All right, so we have tested this line up here, this wedge line. You can see that these spikes up there. So if this thing moves, it could start moving very fast, but do not. Okay, let me just give you a little warning here. Just some, from experience. Okay, do not. If this thing comes up here, if it does, and it breaks out, don't buy a big green candle. Okay, wait for the pullback and the retest. Okay, retest of the breakout. That's where you get in, and then the thing should bounce from there. Okay, you want to get your entry on the pullback and your stop loss down here. Okay, so if it does come down, break through again, and it's fake out, minimal risk. That's what you're looking for. Okay, so I'm keeping an eye on the Doge. Obviously, we got the 12 and the 8 on the floor. The daily looks like it wants to spin up, and we got the weekly heading up. So if this thing breaks out, it could move fast. Put a trend line in there. Keep track of it. As long as it stays on this trend line, things are looking good. If it breaks through it, watch for the fake out too. Okay, don't be getting in no short, and as soon as it breaks it down, wait for the pullback. It's the same thing as a breakout. Break down, it'll pull back to and then retest, and then continue down if it breaks down. But right now the thing's looking good to me. So all right, guys, thank you so much. Please hit the like and subscribe, and I'll be back with you very soon.